Oh, hello, and welcome to today's Decay, where we celebrate births and beginnings of everything important since the dawn of time, August 29th edition. And I had a pretty good one of these last year, or maybe the year before, or the year before, or the year before, because you've received 4 years worth of masterclass schoolings from the center of my brain. But sometimes, as the years continue, I find more things to add to my list, and so therefore just replaying previous content would be a crying shame. Such is the case on this day, August 29th, because we were sorely overlooking Ron Orman today, who was born in 1910, August 29th, and he is one of the primary people involved in the Orman organization, which this book, this heavy, enormous nonsense book, goes over the details of his work and his family's work. Starts off as like a huckster, magician, spook show performer, and then winds up getting into doing like jungle movies. Orman, it's a really heavy book. What a workout. Oh my goodness. Eventually gets into like jungle movies, and it's almost like Ed Wood-esque, and then winds up in a plane crash and supposedly finds Jesus. Meanwhile, makes like the most ridiculous exploitation New Orleans burlesque giant swamp monster movie ever. Of all those type of movies, he cornered the market on making the best one. Yeah, but there's so much more here. 40 Acre Feud, it just keeps going. That was the Lady and the Exotic Ones, and Lady and the Monster was the one I was talking about here. Here's some content from it. But Georgette Dante graces the cover. And here's some more of her all in here. It's really kind of, this is almost like one of those like EC book artist editions as far as like way too awkward and heavy to properly jump into. Yeah, here's Sleepy LaBeef and the Exotic Ones. Ooh, fantastic. Ron Orman then continued along with his organization to move on, once finding Jesus, to make even more absurd exploitation movies all about the Russians taking over America and taking our Christian-fearing children and decapitating them and sticking pencils in their ears and just all around all sorts of torture. Here's actually a still from one of those. You can't really see it very well. You're just going to have to believe me. Some of this has to be based on trust. Nope, here you go. Better example, right? These are the godless Russians who have, I think, invaded via Cuba. It's so good. It's so weird. It's so lowbrow. It came in this box as well, just to make it even heavier to carry around. Yeah. Oh, and then Indicator, to pair with this book, Indicator put out a whole DVD collection of a bunch of his stuff. So you've got, I haven't watched all of them yet, but I've seen almost all of them. The Exotic Ones, really fantastic. Please Don't Touch Me was a fascinating and like delicate and unflinching presentation, I have to say. White Lightning Road, I remember thinking being surprisingly good. 40 Acre Feud was difficult, but had some really great cameos and walk-ons from like all sorts of high-end country stars at the time, oddly enough. But then, once we get to the Christian things, If Footmen Tire, What Will Horses Do? That was the one I was talking about with the Russians invading America. Ridiculous, fantastic. The Burning Hell, so lowbrow, no budget. This is like, you know, if only this is an Ed Wood movie, it would be a step up. The Grim Reaper, The Believer's Heaven, these are all like just utterly absurd and like take themselves so seriously, and great lo-fi, lowbrow, hell type demon scenes. Watch these movies. From Hollywood to Heaven. Do check it out. On the day he was born in 1910, Walt Disney's The Skeleton Dance first premiered in 1929. What more needs to be said? Love this cartoon. Robert Weinberg, born today in 1946. He's a dangerous character, that Robert Weinberg. A huge Weird Tales fan who wrote lots of commentary or collection briefs or all sorts of that nature. Had an enormous collection of original photoplays, was the person responsible for cluing me into the Not at Night and Creep series. Very dangerous. All across the whole photoplay thing and Not at Night and Creeps is like such a dangerous, slippery slope. Watch your footing. Robert Weinberg, on the day he was born, 1946. I would say crack open a Weird Tales. He wrote the Weird Tales story in the 70s. Plenty more. Yeah. Maybe his website's still available. I think he has shuffled off this mortal coil. But maybe he's met the Grim Reaper and the Burning Hell. But preferably he's in the world of the exotic ones, with the monster and the stripper. Just my take on it. Gay advert, born today in 1956. Of the adverts, I love the adverts. The Whip and the Body premiered today in 1963. That stars Delilah Lavi, who we were just talking about the other day, because her film Il Demonio premiered, I think also 1963, but maybe it was earlier. I think it was 63. That Severin just recently put out. And Whip and the Body, she co-stars Christopher Lee, with Christopher Lee. It is fantastic. Is it also titled What in some countries, I think, maybe? Perhaps because of the like very strong, the overt supernatural sadomasochistic elements. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't hear that the name was Whip in the Body, so they asked what, and that's what they got. I don't know. Anyway, Delilah Lavi, captivating. Do check it out. On the day of premiere 1963. That's it, the whole day. So, you have your work cut out for you, probably all in front of the television, and that's not a bad thing. August 29th. Till tomorrow.